This is Chilling.
Hello lads, good evening and welcome to the best of the good life. More than ever, my name is Drago. Now today I'm serving you a buffet because today we have a smart mind on the show. This guy gets to deal with the real bottom of the pyramid. He is a man that is busy solving financial crisis. Now in case you have one, just stay tuned and watch the show. Now this gentleman is a CEO of his own company called Jonakee Holdings Limited, an integral and registered lending company that deals with issues to do with money. Now he's on the show and is here to guest and to tell you everything that you need to know. Okay, now don't forget to follow us on every social. That's Twitter, Facebook and YouTube. Please stay tuned and welcome to the best of the good life.
Hello, my name is Jonan KANDWANAHO and I'm the Managing Director, the CEO and founder of Jonakee Holdings Limited, the financial institution in the money lending industry. I'm married to one wife, Patience KANDWANAHO, and we are blessed with 2 children. Bit about me is that I studied from my A-levels from Gombe SS, where I completed to join Makerere University and studied industrial chemistry for the 3 years, and after went back for my master's in technology innovation and industrial development at the Department of Engineering. So basically I'm a chemical engineer and I'm proud of that profession that I actually do on the sideways, but also I have touch and passion for business. So I have a big family, a big extended family, and I thank God for my family. I'm really proud to associate. My passion basically lies in the business world. I've supported both family and non-family members in the business world, uplift them, and I am glad to associate. You guys that I mentor, you guys that I walk my journey with, and it gives me great joy and fills my tank to actually get to support them in their endeavors. I like to see people succeed. And you see, as it has been the adage that people struggle with capital, which means money. That's one of the things what actually formed the kind of business that I particularly do. I did my primary. First, I did not study the kindergartens, the nurseries and all that. So first I had my auntie. God forbid, she's late. Joy Kambuya Katarekwa. She first taught us from home. So I had my uncles who were age mates. So as soon as she taught us for like 1 year, and after that we went straight to P2. So from homeschooling by our auntie, we joined P2. So we're three boys and 2 girls, and some of them are my cousins and some of them are my uncles. So we joined P2. So when we joined P2, we were subjected to tests. End of term, of course, tests and exams. And interestingly, it is only 2 of us that were able to get promoted to P3, but most of the guys kept in P2 for like 2 years to catch up. But one of the key things I remember in my primary level is that I used to like army so much. So I organized a group called the Coup d'Etat. Not that we wanted to oust the government, but somehow I liked polished, organized kind of thing, and I used to see it with the army during parades and all that. So I used to like organized things. So I organized my few guys, well, around 15 people to be in that group. I was in scouting, so it partly informed that kind of group. I remember one time we'd chop classes in primary school to actually go and do training, and as a team leader, like commander-in-chief. I remember I earned a number of canes, a number of strokes from my teacher. Then he was called Didas. He was teaching us social studies because of such an anomaly. But that kind of organization or that kind of orderliness that I have always dreamt about did not stop there, because I knew what informs part of the disorderliness is an ability to have things that push you, stretch you to explore beyond your norm, beyond the normalcy.
All right, welcome back to the best of the good life. Now, today we are very fortunate enough to have a conversation with a young entrepreneur who is busy shaping up this economic standard that we're living in. This young man is busy providing employment and is busy, making sure that he's solving cash problems for each and everybody that approaches him. He is a big man. He is a CEO of his own company called Jonakee Holdings Limited. Now, it is an integral and registered company that lends money to people. Ladies and gentlemen, I give to you the man himself, Jonan. I will not try to pronounce your other name because I will struggle.
KANDWANAHO is
the whole night trying to rehearse that name, but I failed. What's the pronunciation of your name?
KANDWANAHO Jonan.
KANDWANAHO.
Yes.
What does it mean?
God fought for me.
God fought for you.
Yes, I must have given trouble to my mom. So it was only by God's grace that she gave birth to me.
Oh, wow. Tell me more about the coup d'etat. I was about to introduce you as the coup d'etat man.
No coup d'etat.
You've always been rebellious, as a person in character.
Not as much, but the key thing I've always looked forward to is that I liked order.
Okay.
And I only saw a bit of order in army.
Yes.
So that's why I started the group.
Why didn't you enroll? Why did you end up in the army?
At the end of the day, I have my uncles who is in the army.
Okay.
He sat us down. I think it's my O levels told us never, ever, ever join the army.
Oh, why?
I don't know what he had encountered in the trainings and all, but somehow he didn't like the army so much. And yet he was a soldier.
Okay.
So it's from that I started shifting my mind. But if it wasn't for that, I would be a soldier boss.
Guess what? Me and you sort of have a similarity in history. So my father was in the army.
Wow.
Unfortunately, also passed. Have you ever heard of the name Drago? Does the name Drago ring a bell to you?
Sounds familiar.
Lieutenant Colonel Drago.
I've heard of that name.
He was a strong man in the army.
Wow.
But unfortunately, he died in '96. And yeah. But man, I'm excited to have you.
Pleasure. My pleasure.
Unfortunately, we're going to go in the midst of this. Yo.
I appreciate it.
So,
appreciate.
You are professionally, you are a chemist.
That's right.
So how do you end up in this kind of field of lending money and solving cash problems?
So it so happens that I finished my university. So I done internship at UNBS, Uganda National Bureau of Standards,
okay,
a government institution.
Yeah.
Because my background is chemical engineering, chemistry. So I was in the chemistry lab. But you see, the interesting bit is that for government, when you're transitioning from one financial year to the other, people tend to struggle because salaries delay. But then I was doing internship, like after completing my bachelor's, volunteering, working for free. So it so happens that there was a gap. So one of my workmates, when we were transitioning from one financial year to the other, one of my workmates tells me, Jonan, I'm a little stuck. I need a little cash to help me move till my salaries come through. I'm like, you know what? I can help you because previously at the university, I was doing a bit of trading.
Okay.
I've always liked business.
Which kind of trading? Is it online?
No, it was actually physical. When students start university, midway semester, they become broke.
Okay.
The electronics that they bought at probably 600,000, 1 million, you find someone is selling it at 500,000. Something that he bought probably 1.5 is selling at probably 800,000. So what I would do is that they used to advertise. Then we didn't have the GGs, the OLX, the whatever, all the social media, Facebook. So it's not a long time ago, but somehow we didn't have the smartphones and all that like they are right now. So I'd go to halls of residence, Livingstone, Mitchell, Sidira, or notes we'd see people sticking there, hoofers for sale, mobile phones for sale,
so you
laptops for sale. Yes. So I had my friend at E-Tower, Kampa Road. So I'd go buy them at 800,000. You come and sell the item at probably 1.2 million. And you tell this guy who is the owner of the shop, my friend Ronnie, so you know what? Get your cut, I get my cut. So I have to have some bit of money through those tradings. I even used to buy some cows from such. So somehow, when you're working with people, they notice that you always have liquidity. Because sometimes I'd buy them lunch. Once in a while, buy a friend lunch or something. So person notices, says, Jonan, I'm now stuck. We're transitioning, but my salary is going to come start of the other financial year. I'm like, yes, I can help you, but you're going to put little interest. Because then I even used to read a number of books, so I had exposure to business and monies here and there. I said, no, I can give you the 200,000 that you want, but just add small interest. She said, no, that's how much? I said, no, just add 40,000 only. Like, what is 40,000? Man, these are guys who are earning probably 2.5 million, 3 million. I was serious money. And lo and behold, I gave the guy the 200,000. And of course, they paid after about 5 days because to the new financial year, it will take a week or 2 weeks. And before I knew it, this guy goes and tells other guys that, look, if you're stuck with any financial challenge, that boy has a solution for you. And before I knew it, I got an overwhelming number of demand from workmates who wanted some monies and I was charging them some interest. Yeah. So it reached a moment when I could not even satisfy the demand because I didn't have so much money. Yeah. So my head thought very fast, where can you get the money? Where can you get the money?
That's capital.
That's capital.
Yes.
So I said, you know what? I had a husband, one of my cousins. They had a microfinance, Friends Capital Finance. It was in Kamocha. So I'd go borrow from them at 12%, come and lend this site at 20%. So I was making a cut of 8%. Yes. And that's how I used to get capital, to get money, to get liquid. Because whoever gets stuck, borrow. Lend, and then when they pay back, I pay back. I get my cut.
That's excellent.
And that's how Jonakee was.
Later on, I'm going to ask you how you get that business acumen, from. Is it papa or mama? But that's very interesting. So, Jonan,
yes.
This is it. I told you we're going to get straight into the midst of this.
Yes.
So, a lot of money lenders are so infamous of so many things, including the Disappearance Act.
I actually heard about that act from you.
You're laughing, but it's there.
I heard about that act from you.
So when they lend you money, yes, especially the big sums of money, once somebody comes to riches to return the money, the person who lended them that money is disappeared. So that they get them astray and they get them to default.
To default, yeah.
And then once they do, they come and maybe perhaps they take the privilege, or which is
the collateral.
The collateral. If it's a building, they take the building. If it's land, man. First of all, tell me, how do you guarantee your credibility to your clients as a company of Jonakee? Yeah? And who monitors you and who supervises you? Let's take it from there.
I thank you. Yes, how do we guarantee our credibility? Yes. First of all, at Jonakee, we don't focus majorly on whether you have collateral. Because you see, ultimately what matters is not the collateral. The car that you have, the land title that you have. You could have the land title that is worth 500 million and you only want 50 million or 100 million. And probably at Jonakee we may not give you. Okay. If your cash flows are not good. Because the game changer is the cash flows. If you do not have an active bank account with good inflows of cash, then we doubt your ability to pay back. Okay. That even if you have a collateral, it cannot pay back. A collateral only pays back if it is going to be foreclosed on, which is not the intention of the lender, which should not be the intention of the lender, okay, which is not the intention of Jonakee. So as we're lending to the clients, it's not that we want them to fail so that we can possess their collateral. We want them to be able to pay so that they are in business, we are also in business.
How about the Disappearance Act?
I actually heard about that act from you.
Yes.
But I've never heard about it. Okay. That someone comes, reaches the time for payment, end of month probably, and the owner of the business or the lender disappears. But we have a regulator.
Okay.
Regulator is Uganda Microfinance Regulatory Authority.
That's UMRA.
Yeah, that's UMRA.
Okay.
But also realize that we have Money Lenders Act of 2018 and the regulations. So it means that the industry is regulated. In the act, it actually provides that in the event that you want to pay me, and I apply the Disappearance Act, which I've heard from you, you have the audacity to do two things. Okay. One, you have a choice of taking this money to UMRA. Say, look, I've come to pay Jonakee, but somehow he has disappeared. He doesn't want to receive the money. He wants me to default so that he can take my collateral. I don't know what his interest is. But also two, then you give them the money. You sign somewhere, you deposit the money with them. But also two, you have the audacity of banking that money on his account, because ideally when you're applying for a loan,
be with the proof.
And be with the proof of payment. That look, he gave me this loan on this date, but he has disappeared. So now I've banked the money on his company account. Which company gave me the money? Or his personal account, or his mobile phone, based on the amount of money. So if you don't have the account, if you don't have their personal accounts even, you go and deposit the money with Umrah. It's what the law requires. So I heard about the Disciplines Act, but now with the event of the law and the regulator, things have changed a lot.
Jonan, when it comes to especially lending money online, people are being frustrated and people are being exploited at the same time. People don't want to. At the end of the day, first of all, they set very high interest rates. Like somebody borrows 500, but they're required to bring 500 on top and even an addition of that. So tell me, I've seen your website, right?
Yeah.
It's a very excellent website. How are you making sure that this frustration doesn't come to a client as Jonakee Holdings Unlimited?
First of all, if a client comes for money and we're going to lend to them, the key question that we ask ourselves is that, does this person qualify for the money? Because one of the things that cause defaults is inability of the client to afford the loan. And that means it's a fault of the company that didn't assess the client properly. So by assessing the client and making sure that you qualify for the money, I'm doing them a service. As a matter of fact, there are some clients that you have denied loans and it is to their favor. Why? Because had we given them the money, would have foreclosed on their collateral, which is a wrong thing. Because look, you have a collateral worth 500 million, we only give you 100 million. And because you fail to pay, you probably may foreclose at 300 million and give you the 200 million and recover our monies, which is a bad thing on your side. So the key thing that we look at is that it is our intention, it is our responsibility to make sure that the client pays by assessing them properly. So the loan is bad at the point of dispatch. Okay. But also too, we are after building relationships. Okay. Because if I'm going to lend to you at 20% for Christ's sake, if they gave that money to me, would I be able to pay that? Would I be able to, where are you going to invest it? Which business is going to give you that return? So we put ourselves in that client's shoes. Can you pay that money yourself? So at Jonakee, we look forward to building relationships. I've seen clients that we've started with. The guy comes to borrow 1 million. We grow with him to 5 million. And now the guy can afford 10 million. He even stretches to 50 million. You've literally walked the journey with this guy. You've walked every bit, every minute with this guy. You have grown with their business. So you can imagine if I have suffocated this guy at the point of start at the 1 million, they wouldn't be able to step up or to grow to afford a facility of 50 million.
Well, Jonan says all the right words, but we shall see, we shall see. At the end of the day, everybody wants to borrow money, but the question is, who has the credibility and how do Jonakee vet that person to borrow money? Now, the financial service and all that talk is coming back after this break. Don't move an inch. Please, stay with us.
UBC is the national public broadcaster. We educate, inform, entertain, and inspire our audiences. You can watch us on free-to-air channel 001, DSTV channel 282, GoTV channel 371, Star Times channel 201, Zuku TV channel 20, and Azam TV channel 350. Even when your subscription expires, you can still watch UBC for free on your pay TV platforms.
Now, thank you very much for joining us back on the Best of the Good Life. Now, in case you're just joining us, don't worry. We are just getting started and we are delighted today to talk to a man who likes solving cash problems. Now, according to what I said at the beginning, I'm pretty much sure and more emphasize that he loves to see a person who has borrowed money from him transforming his life from a poverty level to a sustainable level. And it's a business. He loves to see that person changing from that microcredit level into an SMA, that is small, medium enterprise, or better yet, into a more credible business. Ladies and gentlemen, today we are delighted to have the CEO himself. You know, I'm also going to name myself a CEO because I'm sitting with the CEO, you know, Jonan himself,
Yes.
of Jonakee Holdings Limited. So, Jonan, before we went into the break, I mentioned that everybody loves to borrow money.
Absolutely.
But what are the credentials of somebody borrowing money from, example, from Jonakee Holdings? What are your credentials?
Credentials. The priority thing is your affordability to pay. And how do I assess that? I can assess your affordability to pay by the bank statement. Bank statement. So one of the requirements that we have at Jonakee is the bank statement. And your bank statement has to be able to defend the amount of money that you actually want. Then also two is what we call the guarantor. But in the event that you actually you're not reachable, in the event that you actually fail to pay, we need someone who is credible, who can stand in your gap, who can pay for you. And that is a guarantor. So it's a requirement that you actually produce a guarantor. The third thing, which we don't concentrate on a lot, is the collateral, which is fronted by most of the lenders. And it's our uniqueness, because we don't front a collateral because collateral is secondary, because ultimately it cannot pay the loan. It is your financial capacity that will enable you to actually pay the loan. So the collateral is the third thing. What collateral are you using to secure the money? You had incidents of someone bring a car and just want to sell it and want to commit it as collateral. I'm like, look, we are not buying cars. We are not buying cars. We're not brokers, or we are just lending against the car. So the key thing is collateral, and it has to be able to actually secure the amount of money that you actually need. Okay. So that the standard three things that we look at to give someone money.
So is there like a certain fee I'm supposed to pay if I'm getting a loan, for example, from you guys?
Yeah, there are some fees that you actually have to pay. There are fees that we call processing fees. Okay. Because you get to know that in processing your loan, there are some other service providers that we get to pay. For example, if you have a car, you need to value the car to know how much it qualifies for you to get the money that you want. So you need a valuer. Now, Jonakee does not have professional valuers. That means you have to look for another company that is qualified at valuation to give us a fair valuation of your car to afford you the amount of money that you want. So some of these fees are meant to cover those costs. So yes, there are some costs
that I should have asked you, Mr. CEO.
Yes.
What is the background and the vision of your company, Jonakee?
Interestingly, my background as Jonakee subscribes to my personal vision, because I have a personal vision of raising at least 1,000 millionaires in US dollars, at least 1,000 millionaires. And you see, through Jonakee, it's one of the instruments, because they have a number of other businesses. So it's one of the instruments that help me to raise millionaires.
How many clients are you seated on right now?
As of now, we have served about 1,300 clients.
Oh, wow, that's a good number.
Well, yeah, 1,300 clients.
That's a good number.
And you see, that's what we are about, Jonakee, because it subscribes to my personal vision. I've told you of the clients that we've served at 1 million, they transition to 10 million, they graduate to 50 million. You're literally moving with this guy and supporting them till they grow.
Jonan, we don't have enough time, but
yes.
I prepped really a lot of questions, but I'm going to quickly ask you this, yeah? So you're going to be fast when
Absolutely.
you're replying this, yeah? Don't dwell too much. So how can I renew my loan if it expires? Because people need to know all this knowledge. How can somebody renew their loan?
So we do it online. We have a system.
Okay.
Since you're already our client, you don't even have to bother yourself coming physically. You just have to get on our system, say I want to extend this loan by 6 months. That's when I'll be able to pay online. And then automatically your loan is extended.
Okay, so what if I have a loan in another financial institute? What happens with that?
We can buy your loan. If you're comfortable, we buy loans. They are called buy-offs. We go to that institution and say, you know what, we want to buy this loan. We pay them, clear them so that you're with us, fully with us.
Okay,
and then
so
we get to serve you.
About getting money instantly, this you clarified that it's in less than 24 hours.
Absolutely.
That's very quick. And what is the best way to lend money?
The best way to lend money is that you look at someone's capability and capacity to pay rather than looking at their collateral. The moment you master that, that means almost every client that you assess and assess properly, they are able to pay. And in them paying, they are happy because they're in business, but also you're happy because they are paid on your own business. So you're both happy. And the moment the lender and the borrower are both happy, then the business gets interesting.
How do you protect your collateral from loss?
The only way you can protect your collateral from being lost to the lender is to make sure that you have the capacity to pay beyond the collateral. That it shouldn't be the collateral that should front as if it is on which you will pay. So that means to some lenders like us, once you assess you and say, you know what, given your financial statement, your bank statement, you can only afford 10 million instead of the 50 million. You have to abide by that. Why? Because in the event that we give you 50 million that you want, you may lose your collateral. So make sure that you actually have the cash flows that can pay up the facility rather than banking on your collateral.
I know we are talking about mostly borrowers, but there could be somebody who has their money seated somewhere and they would want to start up a business like this. How profitable is it?
The business is very profitable. It is very profitable. To the tune of probably 40, 50, 60% return on investment annually. So that's one of the best businesses you can ever have.
This was a great conversation.
My pleasure, sir.
Yeah, but the funniest thing and the most important thing, you don't have to miss this gentleman because he has his own medium of communication.
Absolutely.
You have a YouTube channel.
I have a YouTube channel.
Please tell them about your YouTube channel.
Yes, my YouTube channel is at Jonan KANDWANAHO.
Yeah.
And I get to educate, mentor, support guys who are in lending as well as guys who are in any other businesses. I have guests that I mentor, I have guests that I coach in the business world. I am so proud to associate, both globally, actually some of them are foreign, in other countries. They reach out and I mentor them and I coach them.
Wow, a business coach,
Yeah.
Jonan himself. So how can people follow you? Do you have social outlets?
Yeah, I have social outlets. You can follow me at Jonakee Holdings, at Jonan KANDWANAHO, my Twitter handle, but also on YouTube at Jonan KANDWANAHO. I also have a Facebook page, Jonan KANDWANAHO, but also you can check out our website, www.jonakeeholdings.com.
Yeah.
You get all the information.
Yeah.
So you can like, subscribe, and comment and ask any question.
And what is BNI all about?
BNI,
Yeah.
that's interesting. BNI is Business Network International.
Oh, wow.
It is a global business network for business leaders. I'm a member of BNI.
Wow, what a superstar. What a man that will solve your financial problems. Please don't be shy at looking him up. Go and look him up and he will help you whatever crisis you're dealing with. He's quite a genuine person from what the knowledge he has told me and from what I picked from him, so you could trust him. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for being a great audience and tuning into the best of the good life. My name is Drago and see you next time with another interesting guest. Bye and take care.